Outlast is a indie horror game that's available on the PSN store if you have PlayStation 4, or it's available on the PC if you have, pretty decent PC. But however, either way you go, if you don't have PlayStation Plus, you're paying $20. But if you have PlayStation Plus, it's free, and if you buy on the PC, it's still $20. So either way, without the PlayStation Plus, you're paying $20. But however, the video game is a survivor horror video game, and let's put the emphasis on survivor horror. This is completely different from other horror video games because most of the stuff we have played recently has to deal with you basically being able to take the enemy head on, where in this game, instead of taking the enemy head on, you're hiding from the enemy, and you're trying to achieve objectives while making your way through where you need to go. What's your thoughts on it?
I gotta say, I found the game probably one of the most original games I've played in a long time. I mean, there's not that many survival horror games that I actually like, but I would consider this one to be one of them. Up there with Condemned 3, which I really enjoyed too, that Sega made.
You mean Condemned 2?
Yeah, Condemned 2 I meant.
Sorry, our little member of Epic Horror Fan, Sexy Danny 21, he really wants a Condemned 3, so it's always on his mind. So
that's right. That's why I said Condemned 3, because I really wanted to have
so
it.
don't hold it against him. He's a Condemned fan, and heaven behold, I'm sure there's a lot of other Condemned fans out there, so we're not going to give you a hard time on that one.
Yeah, well, Condemned 2 is my all-time favorite survival horror game. But yeah. I gotta say this was a really good one. Even though you don't actually kill people in this game, Brian says it makes it much more intense. Even though I think
Spider-Jack-Angel.
Yeah, Spider-Jack-Angel thinks it makes it much more intense, but I think that it would have been kind of cool if you could kill people in it, but still I think it's kind of cool how it plays out. And for a while when I was playing the game, I didn't even know that I could actually run, and then I figured that out. And when you figure that out,
run's not always the best idea. Let me just throw this out there for anybody that doesn't know this. I think the creators of this video game had to be a fan of this video game right here, Silent Hill Shattered Memories, because the concept that they do in Outlast is very similar to the concept in Shattered Memories, due to the fact that you play as a guy that, basically drives up somewhere, and then he gets stranded, and then after he gets stranded, he gets chased by monsters. But unlike any other Silent Hill games, for this one, you have nothing to defend yourself against. You just have an iPhone and a flashlight, and you have to go run and hide. And I think that's where they basically maybe borrowed a little bit from as well, because the fact that this was a really, good Silent Hill video game, and definitely something, fans of Outlast should actually check out, just for the fact that this is a lot more longer than Outlast, but it does feel like you're kind of playing about the same type of game. So
yeah, and I gotta say, I like how the different characters in the game react differently. You'll have a certain character, and there will be one character that won't check the lockers, and there'll be another character that does check the lockers, and you gotta know which one checks the lockers and which one doesn't. Because
you got big dude, basically checking the lockers. I have to say, I didn't get, tossed out of the lockers that much. The only time I actually really did is basically when I ran and, quickly closed the door, forgot to close the door. But those big dudes don't screw around, especially when you have two of them checking each room.
I like the big guy because he can't get in the tight corners, so you just hide in there and he'll be like.
But let's not forget the main villain in this game is Lex Luthor. I know some viewers may be like, Lex Luthor, that's DC. What does DC got anything to do with this game? The main villain in the game's bald-headed like Lex Luthor. I mean, if you look at Lex Luthor and you look at him, he basically shares very same traits in terms of baldness. So, but the game itself is really good. I think you can complete it around maybe 4 hours, maybe 4.5, depending on what you do. Lighting effect, you basically just use your night vision camera for lighting effect, and the game is intensely scary at times due to the fact that they do jump scares, but they're really well placed jump scares. I mean, the first jump scare that actually got me in the game wasn't the swinging body, but the one right after you turn off the fire that's turn on the fire hose in the frickin' lunch area or whatever, the sprinkler system. That was the first one that actually got me, because when I opened that door, I didn't think that there'd be anybody on the other end, but sadly, I was mistaken, and I said, holy shit. How about you? What was the first jump scare for you?
I think, like, when you're being chased by that really huge fat guy, that was pretty terrifying. And like, there's like so many scary parts in this game, really. Like there's some pretty intense stuff, and then there's some really hilarious parts too. The game has some moments that like intends to be funny, and it plays around a lot. I mean that's what's really great about this game. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Like there'll be a part that's like really serious, and then we'll have another part that's just totally hilarious. And I think that's what I like about the game, because it's.
Well, what would you give it out of 10?
Oh, I gotta say the PlayStation Plus version did have some glitches. I know that your version didn't, but the one that I
play on PlayStation Plus. The only thing I, actually came across on my end was screen tearing here and there.
There was a lot of screen tearing.
I didn't have any freeze ups or anything like that.
I did have some freeze ups. I got trapped in a wall in one part, and I had to restart the game.
It's better than falling through the freaking ground, and that's for damn sure.
Yeah, I was just stuck on the wall, and you couldn't move, and it was like, what the? And I had to restart the game, and there was some screen tearing. And there was another part in the game where I was in the asylum, and the sound was like all messed up, and I had to restart the game again. So I don't know, there was like 4 or like 5 glitches I found in the game. But I guess I would give the game a 6 out of 10.
A very good rating. I would give the game a solid 8 out of 10. Even with some of the, let's say, screen tearing and stuff that you said in terms of glitches and little minor problems, most of that, like you did say when I was helping you out with the game and you were helping me out with the game, basically could be fixed with patches for the,
I think it needs a couple patches.
And with the fact that they are going to be doing a prequel to the game, because the fact that they said that they're going to do one with the guy that was up there before your guy went up there in the first place.
Oh, really? There's going to be a prequel. That's cool.
Yeah, so, with that information, I'm sure there will be a patch, and I'm sure they will fix some of the stuff that we might have problems with, and overall, it's an enjoyable experience. Definitely recommend if you're into those type of games, and if you're not, then just give it a little bit of a try. It's a different type of game, but yet it's a very unique experience that you should at least try once.